One body, one chance. What this means to me is I have one body and one chance. And when I was in 7th and 8th grade, I was severely bullied because I was overweight. It led me to live a life that was healthier and to strive to be what I wanted to be and have a goal in mind and to be there and to be set in it and to achieve it is something that I wanted to bring to this school through physical fitness. Before I get started, I'd like to say a quote by Thomas Edison about getting approved. Thomas Edison's teacher said he was too stupid to learn anything. He was fired from his first 2 jobs for being non-productive. As an inventor, Edison made 1,000 unsuccessful attempts at inventing the light bulb. When a reporter asked, "How did it feel to fail 1,000 times?" Edison replied, "I didn't fail 1,000 times. The light bulb was just an invention with 1,000 steps." What this means, it took me a while to come up with the topic. I mean, I started off last year, my junior year, with wanting to do something with cars. And I mean, if any of you guys know me, that's one of my main passions besides physical fitness. Then it went to taking over a previous senior's project. And then finally to this, a month after I should have had a project topic idea. And I finally settled into this one with a deeper meaning than I would have any other of those, because I took this personal journey on myself, and I made sure that I could do it. I didn't just give up. And with that being said, my steps for this project weren't just one and done. I had to go through several iterations of things, plans on plans. However many steps it took, I did it, and I tried. I chose my project on something that I love. I love physical fitness. I'm in the gym probably Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on my usual schedule. It's something that I know very well and something that I can teach and bring to this school. I kept it simple. There's methods that have already been taught and still being taught that I brought to the school. I don't have to make it all fancy and bring in new ideas or say, oh, you need to do this workout this way, this way, this way. There's already things that work for this curriculum that I'm trying to bring. And I stuck to the plan as much as possible. I planned it out. I drew it in my head. Miss McIver pushed me to outline everything to the max so it would make it easy for me to stick to that plan. I taught with Webster second semester for, second semester completely. And my lesson plans were something that I created to where it would flow perfectly. I made arm workouts for 3 days instead of just one so I could rotate in and out arm exercises. I did the same thing with legs, core, back, all that. I taught that to these students, and I got to know my students on a greater level than I could have ever imagined. I got to see them grow through the exercises that I was teaching them when they couldn't do something before and they can do it now. To see that basic workout improvements were actually working, and I could see it growing in them as something that I feel as a personal accomplishment for myself, that I could be able to bring that to students in the 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. That middle school and about to be in high school students cared to learn what I was teaching them. Lunchtime challenges. I held lunchtime competitions for the most jumping jacks, push-ups, and the longest plank at lunch every Wednesday and Friday. There are some pictures from that. You see John and Fabian right over there doing their push-ups. Fabian won that round. Sit-ups right here, and Travis won planks. I applaud all of them for doing that, so if we could get a round of applause for them real quickly. And to see that I could affect the school on a whole level outside of the lessons that I was already teaching, to get people to participate in my senior project and show that they cared enough to participate in it, is enough for me to say thank you to all of you for being a part of this. 2 versus 2 basketball. This was crazy for me because I didn't think it would be as big as it was. I held a lunchtime basketball competition for an entire month. Teachers and students were welcome to participate. This is what our bracket looked like. And I don't know if you noticed, but there's teachers in there that are playing with 6th graders. It was also crazy because I got them out there and they were actually spectators. I turned it into a spectator event. I got the entire school to participate and come out and watch and cheer on their friends and watch them go through these battles of basketball that they would eventually end up getting lunch for. Journaling. Oh my God. I'm terrible at this. Journaling was terrible for me. At first, I got the hang of it. I expressed how I felt. I logged my progress. That's also what the teachers look for, is seeing how you feel about your senior project, seeing how far you've come and how far you are going to go. I didn't know what to write at first because the event already happened. Everyone saw how it went. But you got to put it in writing as you can reflect and see what I was missing and show me where I needed to go. It was a constant reminder of what still needs to be done. Tropic Thunder. How many of you guys had fun that day? Like, raise your hands. Like, actually had fun. That's a lot of people. Making this happen was a literal make or break for my senior project. If this didn't happen, I wouldn't be standing on this stage right now presenting you with something. This was a major milestone for me. Figuring out what my big event was, needed physical work involved with it as well, and making it fun. That was the hard part. How do I make physical work fun for an entire school? I can understand a classroom and preaching to them and telling them, you know, this is good for you, it's healthy. But how do I get it across to an entire school? Field day. Field day is how I did that. I played games that would show enough physical activity as well as get people involved and having fun. What games were being played? I had to come up with games that were sort of similar to what we've already played, but with a more physical, extensive twist on it. Who was participating? I got the entire secondary to participate, all 297 of you to participate. How long did it take? This event was 3 months in the making. I had to gather supplies, find volunteers. Finding the volunteers was also a very shattering moment for me. I found all 21 volunteers for a full day event within the first 45 minutes that I asked people to sign up for it, which showed that all of you wanted to be involved in my senior project as much as I did, that you wanted to help me and push me to get to my levels that I could achieve. This is my poster for that event. I think there's still some hanging up around the school. This is setting up that day and seeing everything come together. In my classroom, it looked like a madhouse. Like, there was things everywhere. But when the day came in, we fit everything inside those 2 coolers, which was crazy to look at and see being set up over this entire field. We did our borders with these cones and set up our games. Another make or break for this entire event. This event couldn't be put on without that water stand right there. I had to provide water for all of you, first and foremost, because hydration is necessary and it's hot outside. But other than that, that would have broke that entire event. Here we go. So here's the goofy pictures. This is me setting up one of the posters for my event, and which eventually was super windy, and I had to alter all of them somehow. But it showed that no matter what I did that day, I always wanted to persist and keep going. Here's some of the games that we played. Here's that coconut relay sign that I was hanging up. That's the game right there. It's a modified capture the flag. Pool noodle battle. Fight to the death with pool noodles. Water balloon toss. Field day classic. Gets everyone involved in their throwing skills and catching skills. And balloon battle. I got a story for you guys about that. We blew up about 500 balloons and didn't end up using all of them. We had to build a table corral inside my room to fit all of them, and then put all of them in trash bags to bring out to the field. And that in itself was about, I don't know, we did 8 hours one day and then 4 hours another day of just straight blowing up balloons and tying strings to them. It was a strenuous process, but it was all worth it in the end for me. Here we have our sponge relay, where everyone gets to cool off a little bit and get themselves wet and see what goes on for the rest of that day. It's a good way to start off the day. What I learned, don't be afraid to try. This entire senior project process, for I think anyone involved, even the other seniors can say, if you try, it gets you there. If you go for what you want, you'll get there. And if you're going to try your best. Even if it's a little try, give it your all. Have backup plans to backup plans. It's what I did. The poster that I showed you guys earlier, That was a backup plan to a backup plan, and it worked. My senior project was a lot of work. I'm not gonna lie. It was a lot of work, but it was always worth the try. I made a difference here at this school. I got to see students grow. I got to see people participate in events that they wouldn't otherwise participate in. I got to see individuality from all of you through physical fitness. And it taught me to listen. Listening is a big part of this. When your advisor tells you to do something, it's not because it's, they want to give you a hard time. It's because they know this is easy for you. This is what's going to be best for you. And last but not least, I'd like to say my thank yous to everyone that decided to push me as far as I needed to go. For my advisor, Ms. McIver, who pushed me for the last 3 years and led me up to this. For Mr. Webster, to let me teach his class and to let me see his students grow through me. And all of you for giving me this spotlight and this opportunity to give you guys a senior project that worked. So thank you.